Esposito. And Congressman, sit tight for a second about the Mayorkas impeachment hearing today. Hunter Biden will sit for a deposition February 28th. Your reaction?
Hopefully he doesn't make a spectacle out of it again like he did last time.
So he's going to talk to Congress. So that news coming in, that is for the president's impeachment inquiry. Let's turn to the Mayorkas impeachment inquiry. The Biden border crisis has been hammering the president's polls. You were in today's impeachment hearing. DHS Secretary Mayorkas, a no-show. It featured victims of victim families killed in the border crisis. How come Mayorkas did not appear?
Well, he's apparently told the committee that he was too busy speaking to Mexican officials. We had two moms, one whose daughter was raped and killed at the hands of an MS-13 gang member who crossed our southern border, and the other whose daughter, whose actually birthday it was today, she was killed from fentanyl that had come over our southern border. And they both said that they traveled, one from as far as Arizona, because they wanted to look Secretary Mayorkas in the face and see what he had to say. But once again, he was too busy. And as I said earlier today, it seems that America comes second to Secretary Mayorkas.
You know, Congressman, the moral clarity here is really striking of the victims' families. Again, this isn't about racism. It's not about immigration. This is about crime. This is about the president ending every Trump policy that secured the border. Again, let's get your that's what we're covering. Let's get your reaction to what you just pointed out, this heartbreaking testimony. First, you're going to hear from Angel mom Tammy Nobles. Her 20-year-old daughter, Kayla Hamilton, sexually assaulted and murdered in Maryland in 2022. Allegedly by a then 16-year-old illegal alien and an MS-13 gang member. He's now in custody. Kayla Hamilton had been diagnosed with autism. You're going to also hear from Angel mom Josephine Dunn. Her 26-year-old daughter died of fentanyl poisoning in May of 2021. You're going to hear them, and then you can hear Senator Chuck Schumer setting that aside and saying, you know, Democrats, we're not going to back tougher border security. We want funding for Ukraine. Watch this.
If we had stricter border policies, my daughter would still be alive today. Nothing will bring my daughter back nor fix the pain of not having her here. But I want to prevent this from happening to someone else's child. This isn't about immigration. This is about protecting everyone in the United States.
In my humble opinion, Mr. Mayorkas' border policies is partially responsible for my daughter's death. His wide open border policy allows massive quantities of poisonous fentanyl into our country. Secretary Mayorkas' leadership, or lack thereof, fentanyl is an invasion. The weapon of mass destruction has caused unimaginable numbers of deaths, unmeasurable damage to our country's families, including my own.
We said we have to do both. There were a couple of people in the room who said, let's do border first. We said we have to do both together.
Are Democrats listening to the pain of these victims' families?
They're not listening to anything. I mean, it was clear today while one of the mothers was giving her opening statement talking about the brutality and the murder of her daughter, Representative Goldman was too busy texting on his phone to even look the mother in the eyes. We are living in what seems to be an upside-down world. I mean, today during this hearing, there was times I had to pinch myself to see if we were actually living reality in some of the comments of the Democrats. And Schumer, you know, we have to do both. No, we need to secure our border. People are dying, crimes are being committed, and we are leaving American lives at stake, and it needs to change immediately.
Yeah, thousands of American lives. I mean, listen, people are for legal immigration. We're an open arms society. But we have 14 House Democrats. They just backed a resolution condemning the president's open borders policy as a national security and public safety crisis. Let's go through the numbers. Sit tight for a second. Last fiscal year, ICE arrested nearly 74,000 criminal illegal aliens, more than 1,700 for homicide crimes, 1,600 for kidnapping, 3,400 suspected gang members like MS-13, more than 33,000 charges or convictions for assault, and 7,500 criminal illegal aliens for weapons offenses. So how can the Democrats just set all that aside so American taxpayers are supposed to suffer because of what they think their ideology and that's good, they think is good for America?
Well, it's not good for America. It's not good for anyone here. And what's crazy about it is some of the people that want to come here want the American dream. And like you mentioned, people are for legal immigration. I am for legal immigration, but come through the front door. Throwing money at the border to just bring more people across our border and not process them correctly is not the answer. Crimes are being committed, and this is not a political issue. It's not a Democrat issue. It's not a Republican issue. It's an American issue. But right now, the Republicans are on the right side of this issue, and we are fighting each and every day to secure our border and to make this country safer.
Congressman D'Esposito, thank you so much for joining us. It's good to see you.